that flop, from endings we love to the ones that should stop. He'll call out the hype, tear down the disguise. Say what you're thinking but can't verbalize. No sugarcoat, no play it safe plan. Just raw uncut, that's Mr. Redman. Every frame, every game, every line's fair game. If it's weak, if it's fire, he'll call it by name. This is lights, camera, rant, where fandom meets fury. Yeah, you know where we stand. Strap in, speak up, turn the volume to 10, and let begin. One mic, one truth, one rant at a time. One mic, one truth, one rant at a time.
Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rand, and we have a lot that we need to talk about in this episode because holy shit. Like the fact that the whole film, movie, cinema industry is going to change massively with a recent deal that we need to dive in. I've been seeing the news the past week, and I've just seen more tidbits here and there, and I'm like, wow, I really need to talk about this. I've been holding in for this episode so we can really dive in. And not to mention the fact we got a brand new trailer for an upcoming TV show that I can't wait to dive in, and so much more. And as always, if you haven't already, please go check out our last episode where we reviewed the Sisu, The Road to Revenge, which basically John Wick in Finland, which was a fantastic, wild film, which very much the whole time you're going to be like, holy shit. that's really how you're going to be for the whole time. And it's wacky, it's fun, it's adrenaline kicking. It's a great film. Don't go in with high expectations, but trust me, go watch the review and go check out the film. You will not be disappointed. And of course, for this episode, we are going to be reviewing the brand new SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants, because in the past week, I got to be invited from Paramount Pictures to go see an early screening of the film, which I'm excited to dive into about. And also, I need to talk about how cinema etiquette. I know I've mentioned this week after week, but cinema etiquette, I feel like is just going out the door. And it's just insane to think about the fact that what's something that, you think some people should do in a theater, don't do it, or just let their kids run wild. But we need to talk about that. That was something completely separate to the premiere, but we got to talk about it. Also, as always, with these episodes, we go live every single week, and new episodes every Tuesday. And a shout out to Chris M8N and T for Calm Past. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the brand new SpongeBob movie. And of course, we're going to talk about how in the past week, only 24 hours ago, not even 24 hours ago, really. So earlier this week, we got the brand new posters for The Boys Season 5, which did drop. But of course, the Amazon posters were only coming soon, nothing else, which is always a little bit annoying, especially when it says it's going to be in 2026. Let's see, that's 12 months. I wonder when that's going to be coming. But we got the trailer less than 24 hours ago, and this is the final season of The Boys. This is where it's going to wrap up. This is where everything's going to come to a head. There is a rumor the fact that Gen V Season 3 is going to happen. Most likely at this stage, it's going to happen. Of course, we've also got the Boys Mexico TV show that's also going to be greenlit, and of course, Vought Rising, which is the Boys prequel with Jason Ackles returning as Soldier Boy. So that's also on the horizon. But the main TV show, The Boys, is coming to an end. This is everything it's been leading up to is right here. This is the exciting thing for it. I'm so glad. Rory, Pac Mick, what's up, man? Can you wish my friend? Yeah, I love that video. I know exactly where that's going. I love that video. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen that over the years, it never gets disappointed. Especially everyone's reactions. But yeah, we're getting this trailer, so I just can't believe we're coming to an end for it. You know, nearly 7 or 8 years now, the Boys are going to be reaching to an end, and it's coming out April next year. So April next year, April 8th, it'll be streaming, and of course, it's going to be 8 episodes long, 1 episode per week, very much like how this week we're getting Fallout, which is going to be 8 episodes long, which is going to finish until the end of January. End of January or the first week of Feb, which is annoying to say the least, but it is what it is. But we get the fact that it's coming. We're going April. We're getting Invincible and Daredevil Born Again all as roughly the same time. So early next year, we're going to be eating very good. We're going to get jam-packed. Again, I've said this week after week, which, of course, the first week of New Year, we're going to dive in fully into it and talk about it. But the fact that what is on slate for next year on both movies and TV shows is massive. It is so jam-packed on what we're going to be getting. It's pretty much just a banger movie nearly every single week or every second week, the way I calculate it, and TV show to match on top of that. So which is fantastic, and it's going to keep you guys up to date, and I'm going to be watching a lot. So we got the brand new trailer for The Boys. We see the crew's back. Butch has mentioned the fact this is the final ride. This is the last run around. We see Homelander basically smashing the pavement on somebody because, of course, you can hear all the blood in the background. We see the new characters that and returning characters for the season. But look, it's debated how this is going to end. It's either going to be Homelander's going to die, Butch is probably going to die, Starlight's going to die. Like anyone and everybody is on the table for this last season. I'm just glad the fact that we got the release date for it, because usually with The Boys history, it comes out in June and July. I think at least the last 3 to 4 seasons have all been June and July. So I'm so glad we're finally getting in April, a little bit earlier next year. But that last episode for The Boys is going to be it's going to be gut-wrenching. You're going to be like, holy shit. And, where it's going to lead for, obviously, Gen V Season 3. So the trailer was fantastic. It was just enough to keep us going. I don't think we're going to get another trailer until probably Feb, end of January. This is what's going to be tie us over until that trailer. But I really wasn't expecting us to get the trailer this side of Christmas. But that's fantastic. I'm all for it. I've watched it about 4 or 5 times, and I'll probably watch another 10 times before we get trailer 2. But The Boys, April 6th, the final season is coming right there. So definitely lock in. And if you don't have Amazon, the premium streaming Prime, get ready to watch a whole episode with ads in the middle. Because, of course, Amazon Prime does that. And isn't that so much fun? And I'm so looking forward to doing that for Fallout and having the ads in between. But what can you do? But speaking of another Amazon TV show that we got the poster for it. We got a little bit of background on it, but unfortunately no release date at this stage, is Spider Noir. Now, this is the black and white, well, you have the option of black and white to watch this, or in color, Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage. which is based on the comic book, and of course the character from Across the Spider-Verse. This will be coming next year in 2026 at some point. I would say if the boys is dropping in April, I would say we'll probably see Spider-Man Noir roughly about June-ish, because it will be one of their biggest shows for the year. But it is reported the fact that when you go to watch this, is you can watch this in color or noir, which I probably will watch this in noir because I'm like, well, it is Spider Noir. Interesting the fact that it's not called Spider-Man Noir, it is just Spider Noir, and he's not playing Peter Parker. So that's where it all ties into that. But we did get the first poster. It looks fantastic, just from the poster alone. So I'm really looking forward to how this is going to feel and look. Especially the fact that Nicolas Cage, and we've seen the behind-the-scenes photos, so it looks like it's going to be action-packed. But that's going to be another Amazon kicker for next year. Another kicker, which it's not really that bad, is the Simpsons movie has been delayed by 3 months. So now it will be coming out in September weekend. Yeah, September is, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be coming out in September for the Simpsons movie 2, which, it's funny because I remember the fact, I remember the fact when we got announced, which I was a little bit like, okay, cool, we're getting the Simpsons movie 2. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's right, that's still a thing, is that we are getting Spider-Man, we are getting the Simpsons movie 2, because I'm like, well, I will go see it. I'm pumped for it. But at the same time, like, I kind of wish it was just a Family Guy movie. Like, can we just get the rumored Family Guy movie? Seth MacFarlane, can you finally push to do the movie? I know you're a very busy man, but can we please get it? Because that would just be great if we could forget that. But yes, look, it has been delayed as well. It is rumored. It's rumored. I'm trying to remember now. I think it is going to happen. Is that Doom 3 will be pushed forward? So it isn't going head to head. Sorry, Doom 3 isn't going to go head to head against Doomsday, which we, as we're recording this, we are through the Looking Glass, people. Avatar is next week, and if they pull the trigger and we get the Avengers Doomsday trailer, I will lose my mind. And the next episode will be like 3 hours long because we need to talk about it. Apparently, the rumor is it's only going to be a minute long. I think the same thing. It's just going to basically be just a teaser, like what we got for Avengers Endgame. Which is, we got that teaser. It really didn't show much, but it was enough to get us excited. And that's all we need before we get the second trailer, because it is less than 1 year until Avengers Doomsday comes out. And it's so exciting. It's going to be the best Christmas ever. And of course, the following year, then we get Avengers Secret Wars. But it's, we could also be getting, which I think is a bit of a stretch, because I've seen this rumor as well, is I think we'll be getting a bit of a stretch that apparently we'll be getting the Odysseus teaser, and we'll be getting the Spider-Man teaser with Avatar. Spider-Man, I don't think we will. Like, we might or might not, because we just saw the other day it's just wrapped up filming, so I think that might be pushing it. And Odysseus was only wrapped in about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I think that's probably a little bit more likely. But yeah, if we get the trailer for Avengers Doomsday and we get the trailer for Odysseus, I will lose my mind. And then, of course, sit through 3 hours and 20 minutes to watch Avatar: The Fire People, which is the next one, which we'll talk about. And the biggest question is this going to make $1 billion at the box office? For all 3 films, all crossing that mark. Is that what we're going to be seeing with Avatar? James Cameron said right at the moment, he hasn't worked on Avatar 4 or 5, but he does have an outline of what the plot might be. So we'll definitely see, because Avatar is a multi-billion-dollar franchise for 3 films, and 3 sequels that feel like they've taken forever to get to the big screen. Of course, Avatar 2 and 3, the gap is a lot shorter because of how it was shot. But especially Avatar 1 and 2 felt like forever. Now let's talk about another film that it feels like it's taken forever to finally get to the big screen. Is the Batman 2, which we're getting next year, which is 2027. This film, roughly about October, will be dropping. And one of the currently rumors last week, because like last week we reported how Scarlett Johansson is reported to be in a new Exorcist film, and now it is rumored that she's going to be in Batman 2 as well, getting ahead of Emma Stone because she's pulled out. So currently, right now, it's going wild with the theories of who she is going to play. She could be playing. I don't think they'll pull the trigger on Harley Quinn. She could be playing Zeldana. She could be playing Poison Ivy. Like, there's a lot, but there's one thread which I would love to be true if she's going to play this character. And I think if they incorporate this storyline into the Batman 2, it will be such a unique and fresh telling of the Batman mythos on the live action because it hasn't been done before. And of course, that I'm talking about The Mask of Phantasm. Now, that Mask of the Phantasm was a feature-length film of the Batman the animated TV series. It is fantastic. It is such a good film and adds to the lore of Batman and the frightening character of the Phantasm, which is terrifying to think about, just the cover art of it. But, you have a love interest that, her family was killed by the mob. Bruce really loved her. Her leaving was kind of like slightly the catalyst of him becoming Batman in the end. Fully into Batman at that stage. And I think it would be such a good twist to see that on the big screen if Scarlett Johansson plays that character. Because, we did have the love interest in the Nolan trilogy, but he became Batman even though she was still there. But this was a total fight between he wanted to be Batman, but he wasn't expecting to be happy. But he pulled back and he wasn't going to do it. And then she left him and he full went into it. And there is a iconic scene after that where he puts on the Batman mask for the first time. And you see the fear and the fright in Alfred seeing Bruce Wayne put on the Batman cowl for the first time. And the score behind it is incredible. Every time I watch it, all I get is chills. And if they do incorporate that into the Batman 2, that would be fantastic. But, sometimes the expectations of what you really want to what actually happened is always a different thing. Like, for example, as soon as I saw Scarlett Johansson during the Batman 2, I was like, why? Who? And then I saw someone thread about the Mask of Phantasm, and I'm like, all right, I can get behind that. I will 100% get behind that. Because, and then, as I'm talking about this, with the Batman 2, there is so many theories with it. There is the Court of Owls. There's Mr. Freeze. There's Hush. There's, of course, the Joker that's also on it. There's so many things that are being thrown to Batman 2, what Matt Reeves is going to make. But one of the little sad things is that no Zoe Kravitz for the film, so no Catwoman. She's reported that she would not be returning, which to me is wild because she was one of the best characters in that film. So it's really disappointing if we don't see her. I haven't actually watched Batman in so long. I'm just trying to think because every time I think I've gone to go watch, I'm like, this is 3 hours long. Like, great, such a good Batman film. It proved me wrong because I 100% thought Robert Pattinson was going to be the worst Batman to date, but I was totally wrong. I just haven't gone back and sit down because now, with all this talk, I want to watch The Mask of Phantasm as well. So, which is are currently on Amazon Prime at the moment. I'm pretty sure 4K restoration, all the fun stuff. But yeah, who do you like? My question is like, who do you think Scarlett Johansson is going to play for this film? And talking about who's going to play who is that the God of War TV show is officially currently right now open casting. So they're looking for the cast for the brand new Amazon God of War TV show. So like whoever's going to play Kratos is going to be insane. Like that's going to be such because like the video game community getting behind who it's going to be. I know people want Christopher Judge to play the character, but it's I just don't know if he's going to. Oh yeah. So sorry. I don't know if he's going to play him. They're probably going to want a bigger star, but it's going to be such a physical role, especially for all the characters. It's going to be a very physical, gritty type of TV show, especially if they do the flashbacks. So for everyone who doesn't know, the God of War TV show is very much going to kick off where we got the 2018 reboot. Not reboot, sorry, sequel to God of War with him and Atreus. That is where it's going to kick off, which I think is a better idea. I just hope the fact they do flashbacks, or if they do that run and then they make another God of War TV show in the same vein, and they basically do the prequels and do God of War 1, 2, or 3. That's another option they could do as well. That would be fantastic to see, any great option. But I just want them to make sure they do flashbacks of like when he's thinking about self when he's God of War. And the thing is, if they do it right, like if they do it right, give it justice, give it the time, hour episodes, 8 episodes long. Like if they 10 would be great, but I know that's going to be pushing it. That would be fantastic. It could be one of the best shows from video game to TV show that we could get on the big screen, which would be just chef's kiss if we could get that. And I'm all behind it. It just sucks the fact that, of course, they're just doing the casting at the moment, and we're not going to see this come out until it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Like we're not going to see this until 2028. Which would be scary because by the time like that comes out, we're all going to be watching the brand new Harry Potter TV show on HBO Max, which is still wild to me that's the thing that we are going to be watching. And apparently they said the seasons are going to be very close together as well. So, who is the big $1 million question is who is going to be playing Kratos? Now, this was a small teaser from Marvel, but some of the actors, of course, showed it, is that Avengers Endgame is returning to theaters next September to get you ready for Avengers Doomsday, which is so fantastic to get. I really do hope, which I know it's probably not going to be like for like 2 months, for it, is that I hope this pushes it over the line to become the highest grossing movie of all time. Because the current gap, Avengers Endgame was the highest grossing movie of all time. And then James Cameron re-released Avatar again. And then that put it back over. Highest, I think, try to remember what is the breakdown. Okay, yeah. So at the moment, Avatar and Avengers Endgame, the Avengers Endgame is 797 million. Avatar is 2,923. So they would need $200 million at least to get it over the line to become the highest grossing movie ever. And again, that's right at the moment, it's Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Avatar: The Way of Water, Titanic, Ni Zan 2. That film, that animated film has made $2 billion at the box office. Wow, and it came out this year. That is insane. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2 billion. Avengers: Infinity War, 2 billion. Spider-Man: No Way Home, basically 2 billion. That's interesting. Lilo and Stitch is getting up there with 1 billion. I like how Jurassic Park is still on there. Aladdin, still kind of like Joker. Dark Knight Rises, 1 billion. Skyfall, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Lord of the Rings, Aquaman. I can't believe that's Iron Man 3, Fast and Furious, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 3 and 4. So I wonder if Toy Story 5 will crack into that. Of course, Black Panther, Super Mario Bros., Avengers: Age of Ultron. Was the Normal Avengers? Did that crack up on here? I don't know if Avengers did. I don't think it did. It's been one chicken like this. But anyway, Lion King, this original one. No, Avengers didn't actually crack up there. I love how Aladdin is just up there as well. The thing is, which these re-releases are great, but it kind of skews the whole thing of the fact of where the film sits because of the re-release, especially the older films. But yep, Avengers: Endgame is coming back into theaters. It is coming September. It's going to get its re-release. Oh, jeez. Because apparently, here's a rumor going around that I've seen in multiple things is that apparently Doomsday is going to pick up directly after. This is two reasons. One, I saw someone's post that saying Avengers Endgame is going to be Avengers Doomsday is a sequel to Avengers Endgame. I'm like, of course it bloody is. Like, wow, that is just clickbait right there. I'm like, of course it bloody is. It's Avengers, Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. They're all sequels to each other, so that's no news. But apparently the Doomsday is going to pick up right after Endgame, rumored to do with Steve and Peggy. Look, I don't think that's true. In the sense that I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a little bit of gap. It's still going to be a sequel to it, but of course in its own way. It's just funny how some of these posts, like people just saying wild things. It's fantastic the fact that we are going to be getting the teaser and the end game is going to be re-released. So that's a whole bunch of that's a lot of fun. Also, I want to say hi to A Gray 942. Thanks for coming past. Appreciate it on YouTube. But yeah, so Avengers Endgame, I will be going there 100% to go see this the re-release because it's Avengers Endgame. I want to experience that for the first time. Well, not the first time. I want to experience this in theaters again. I really hope that it's going to be in IMAX because I would love to experience Avengers Endgame in IMAX this time around. Seeing it on the big screen, even bigger screen would be fantastic. But yeah, get ready, ladies and gentlemen, rantettes and rantettes, because Avengers Endgame is going to be back in theaters to get you ready for Doomsday. Now, let's talk about this acquisition. This something that, look, when it was going on sale, like we spoke about this last week, and I was like, looking at, it was Paramount that was looking to buy them, and that was around. Netflix has come in to do it, and so, but I didn't think Netflix was going to win for $84 million. Sorry, $82 million. Netflix has acquired WB. And not only WB, but of course, WB Games has been acquired. Netflix now has a studio, massive. The legacy of WB is all in Netflix's hands. And what does this mean for cinema releases, the runtime for things going from cinemas to streaming services. Is that going to be cut down? What things are going to be culled? What does this mean for James Gunn's DC moving forward? Not to mention, what's it also going to mean for HBO Max? They're about to, it's not going to happen straight away, give it like 3 years, but they're going to lose like 3/4 of their content to Netflix. And to put this in perspective, is Netflix now owns Harry Potter. They own the DC, Game of Thrones. That's all under WB. Fast and Furious. No, it's not Fast and Furious. But that's all under Netflix now. And I know this will probably make a lot of people angry and probably disagree with me, but I kind of wish Disney bought them. I wish Disney bought them so they could become more of a juggernaut. Because I know people don't like Disney, but the fact that it would all been in one streaming service, and we'd be able to watch Superman and a Batman and Iron Man all in one streaming service, which would be brilliant. Also, completely sidetracked. Currently, right now, the Back to the Future trilogy is on Disney Plus. Go check that out. It's compared to when Disney bought Fox and bought Marvel. There were concerns with that, but not on this level. There has not been one good comment that I've seen of people relishing the fact that this is fantastic. Everyone's concerned. Apparently, Nolan, who's now the head honcho at the Directors Guild, has called for a meeting with Netflix to see what their plans are for WB and what that means, because cinemas are already struggling with the rising prices, shorter cinema releases, shorter runtime, which needs to be longer. Streaming services have been obviously winning at the moment, which is a big thing because, of course, COVID really pushed that. Streaming was already doing well, but COVID really pushed that because, of course, we couldn't leave our house. But it's going to I can't see this being a good thing. What does that mean for the movies? Netflix, what are they going to do with it? Does that also mean that when TV show releases, it's going to be like the Netflix model, where we're getting 4 this month and 4 in 3 months? Of course, the fact that they own Harry Potter, so the brand new TV show, which that's going to be interesting. That will be all on HBO. That will always be on HBO. Because of the deal with that. But, that's all going to be on Netflix streaming. And not to mention, I saw someone's comment the other day about physical media, because, WB is really good with that. And obviously, that's a completely different model to Netflix. And if a lot of people, this is probably the worst person to buy WB. Paramount would have been better. Universal, Apple, Sony, Disney, any of them would have been better to buy WB. It's wild the fact that we are in 2025. We are talking about how WB has been acquired and has been sold, and and I don't tell you the word from like Harry Potter, but is this dark times? Is this dark times for cinema and what that's going to be moving forward? What are these movies going to look like coming out? I'm sure Netflix has a plan, and I'm sure Netflix is seeing all of this response. What's Netflix got in mind to buy Warner Brothers? Oh, that's a good question. Is why? Well, because of course their entire filmography, their catalog of films that they can now put onto their streaming service to become more of a rival and get that inch back up. Because at one point Netflix was the streaming service, but now is no longer. Like Disney Plus is the beast because there's just so much on it. And then you got HBO Max, which of course had all the HBO shows and WB. And then you got your Paramount, you've got your Apple, but Netflix has wanted to probably turn that tide, and they've acquired them. Also, $82 million for WB seems a bit small for the company. I was expecting a little bit more, them being Warner Brothers, but like their entire filmography, all the films that WB has produced, TV shows, is now going to be on Netflix. Netflix is catalog of films is going to quadruple overnight when they get this all when this all goes through. So these type of deals can take a long time because films and movies, of course, have streaming services rights. For example, like for example, like HBO Max, has purchased the streaming rights for Harry Potter for 5 years. Is that they'll have the streaming rights for that. So, and then after that, they'll revert back to the owner, so WB. And the other comment I've been seeing, which I don't know how to explain this to people, that it's over, it's done, is restore the Snyderverse. Fans are now going nuts because of what this means. The fact that they probably get it back, which it's not going to happen. I don't know why people think it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen at all. There is no restoring the Snyderverse. We are well past that. It's never going to happen. Unless something drastically happens, I will take those words to my grave until I'm proven wrong. But I can't see how this deal is going to benefit anyone or what it's going to do. And I think it's just going to be backfire. It's not, honestly, it's not how I thought this year was going to end. If you told me 4 months ago, or beginning of the year, oh, by the way, the end of 2025, Netflix is going to be buying WB. I'll be like, I'll be like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. It would take a bigger company, but Netflix has. Everyone's like, it's funny because the universal response to it is everyone dislikes it. I haven't seen one person say this is positive. At all. It is all been like, I would have preferred Paramount buying them. That would have been better. I wish Disney did, but it's on every level, on both the consumer, the cinema, workers in WB, employees, directors, filmmakers, films. Like there's so many factors this is concerning on what this could mean, what's going to happen, what might or might not happen. There's a lot on the table at the moment, and it's not good. I can't see this being any positive. The only slim positive is the fact that you'd be on Netflix and the entire WB library is basically going to be on there. But, oh my God, just don't know. I feel, I really do feel, because I'm terrified on what that's going to mean for cinemas moving forward. But look, that's one of my biggest rants. But I want to talk about the film I got to see this last week is the fourth SpongeBob movie, which is Search for SquarePants. This is the fourth SpongeBob movie that's coming to the big screen, which I can't believe this is actually the fourth one. To be honest, and it's funny. You look at all the Nickelodeon TV shows, how SpongeBob is still smashing it. still smashing it out of the park. Still, obviously, the same voice actors, majority of the team. What I always love about SpongeBob is some of the jokes you don't. Some of the jokes are for kids, some of the jokes for adults, and it's funny when I look at the old episodes and I still laugh with the good old SpongeBob. And the fact that this one is about the Flying Dutchman, who's played by Mark Hamill, which we see both voiced and in a live action, because that's one of the great things about SpongeBob is that it does that blend of both animated to live action. And I still remember going to see the first SpongeBob movie in the theaters with the Hasselhoff, with the Hoff, which was fantastic. And even this, the writing is still great on this. It is definitely both a family film for all ages. I was laughing. My wife was laughing. We were all really enjoying it. Again, thank you for Paramount for the invite to it. It was fantastic. So of course, SpongeBob he's grown a little bit and he wants to be a big boy now. And with Patrick, because they want to go ride this massive roller coaster because he has to be 36 clams tall, which he is. However, he gets terrified about the ride, and then he makes something up. The fact that Mr. Krabs was going to take with him. They go back to the Krusty Krab, and he tells this to Mr. Krabs, which Mr. Krabs does cover for him for a little bit, but then throws him under the bus. And of course, it comes to a whole story of how he wants to be proven a big boy. And he's basically sold to the Flying Dutchman and needs a pure soul to be able to release his curse and take him the spot. So it becomes a whole adventure in the underworld of Bikini Bottom. The fact that Bikini Bottom in Under the Sea has an underworld, which is very creepy and scary. And it becomes a whole mission of Mr. Krabs and Squidward hunting down SpongeBob and Patrick throughout the film. And it tells them, it's just classic SpongeBob all the way through. And still, it's funny because even it's being the fourth movie, it's still a refreshing story. Nothing felt really rehashed. Some of the characters we used to aren't present as much. For example, like Sandy or Plankton, they make a small cameo, but that's really about it. This story is really about the Flying Dutchman, SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs. It is a Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, Patrick story. Even Gary and Squidward is kind of like along for the ride, really. This film doesn't go for very long, so it only goes for an hour and 20 minutes or hour and 30 minutes. So it's a good sit down. It is a Saturday flick. Take your kids to it. You'll love it. It is a great time. The humor is there. It doesn't feel like it goes too long. And even at the ending, where we get the nice live action parts with Mark Hamill, it's funny because I totally forgot Mark Hamill was in this. But as soon as I heard the voice of Flying Dutchman, I was like, I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. Say no more. And even the animation style, like moving away from the normal how the TV show is normally, but seeing it in this type of light, in this slightly 3D and 2D, 3D animation is just fantastic. And it's still progressing the story with SpongeBob. Him growing up, Mr. Krabs showing how much he does rely on SpongeBob, how much SpongeBob is his favorite besides being a fry cook, and the fact that he's willing to do anything to try and save the boy. Little SpongeBob and Squidward is always a good time, and even the side characters like Marge, she's fun. She's really funny. It's funny, even her voice sounds so familiar. I was like, where have I heard your voice from? Like, oh, you're Regina Hall, of course, from Scary Movie, which Scary Movie is also the brand new Scary Movie is finished filming. We get that next year, which is going to be fantastic. But the part I was talking about before this this episode was, look, the film was good. The film was good, but there was a child screaming at the start of the film, which I felt for the kid. And there was a couple other things that happened, and I just thought it was like, come on, like it's a premiere. I feel for the kid. I'm sorry, like that happened. I don't even know what happened, but he was just screaming. So at the beginning of the film, there's a nice little short from Teenage Ninja Turtles, which is fantastic short. But they started talking, and this kid started screaming. I was like, I have no idea what they're saying because he's screaming. It was that loud. So like for the first few seconds of the short, no idea what they were saying. It was literally just a guess. But yeah, that was an interesting start to the film. But yes, there is a short for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is fantastic. And of course, it is rumored that they're going to be having their third film from Paramount that's currently in the works. But this being the fourth SpongeBob movie, the magic is there, the laughter is there. And again, one of the best things I love about SpongeBob is it doesn't matter what age you are, it does make you feel like a kid again. You're laughing as an adult, and you'll be chuckling away. And of course, any movie with Mark Hamill as the addition is always a great win. And of course, SpongeBob, Search for SquarePants, I give this 4.5 stars. Was there really anything I didn't really like about the film? It was kind of like just a nice, neat little package. Is what is like it. I don't know. It was definitely felt like a feature film. To me, the best ever 4 films is the first one, as always. But the kids are gonna love this. Just don't be absolutely amazed. Sorry, don't go with high expectations. Just sit there, enjoy it for what it is, and you'll have a good time. So definitely go check out that film and let me know what you think of it. And as always, ranters and rantettes, I thank you so much for joining me for this episode. And everyone new who's come past, I appreciate you as well. Please go check out our socials. We've got a big movie we're going to be talking about next week, which I'm kind of a little bit terrified to talk about because I'm like, I am going to be terrified. And don't forget, this week as we're recording this, Fallout begins. Percy Jackson Season 2 begins. And of course, we've also got F1 that will be streaming on Apple TV as well. So we have a big week of TV shows and movies dropping. So definitely go check that out. And of course, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time.